Welcome. In this video, we'll practice CELPIP Speaking Task 1, Giving Advice, with 5 sample questions and model answers. This video has 5 sample questions for CELPIP Speaking Task 1, Giving Advice. For each question, you get 30 seconds to prepare, then 90 seconds to speak. A model answer appears after each question. Begin speaking now. Your time is up. Here is a model answer. That's a great problem to have, so first, congratulations. Choosing between 2 solid offers is tough, so let me share how I'd approach it. To begin with, I'd look past the job titles and think about your day-to-day life. A long commute might not sound like a big deal now, but 2 or 3 hours of travel every day really adds up and can wear you down over time. Second, think about what matters most to you at this stage of your career. The big company offers stability and a recognizable name on your resume, while the startup usually means more responsibility, faster growth, and a chance to wear many hats. Neither is better. It depends on what you value. I'd also suggest talking to people who currently work at each place to get an honest sense of the culture. Finally, picture yourself a year from now in each role and ask which version of you feels more excited to get up in the morning. At the end of the day, trust your gut, but back it up with the facts. Whatever you choose, you really can't go wrong here. Begin speaking now. Your time is up. Here is a model answer. Hey, I can tell how passionate you are about your music, so let me share a few honest thoughts. First, I'd say don't rush it. Leaving university completely is a huge step, and it's really hard to undo if things don't work out. Before you make any final call, ask yourself whether you can pursue both, at least for now. Many successful musicians built their careers on the side while finishing their studies, and that safety net gave them the freedom to take creative risks. Second, try to be honest about the numbers, because music can be an unstable income. Having a realistic plan, like teaching lessons or gigging regularly, makes a world of difference. Third, don't ignore how your mom feels. Instead of arguing, sit down and show her you've thought this through with a concrete plan, and that will ease a lot of her worry. My real advice? Give yourself a trial period, maybe a year with clear goals. If you hit them, wonderful. If not, you've still got your education to fall back on. Either way, follow your passion, but do it smartly. Begin speaking now. Your time is up. Here is a model answer. Congratulations on the promotion. I know stepping up to manage people you used to work beside can feel awkward, so let me share how I'd handle it. First, don't try to change everything overnight. Take your first few weeks to listen and observe before making big decisions, because that shows respect and helps you understand what's really going on. Second, have an honest one-on-one chat with each person on your team. Acknowledge that the dynamic has shifted, and be clear that you're there to support them, not to boss them around. Being open about it really clears the air. Third, remember that you don't have to have all the answers. A good manager asks questions and trusts their team, so delegating isn't a weakness. It's how you build trust. And don't forget to set some boundaries so you don't burn out trying to please everyone. Finally, give yourself some grace because nobody becomes a great leader in a week. Expect a learning curve and trust that they promoted you for a reason. Begin speaking now. Your time is up. Here is a model answer. That's so exciting, and honestly, traveling solo is one of the best ways to grow up fast and build confidence. That said, let me give you a bit of advice, especially since mom and dad are nervous. First, do your homework before you go. Research the country, learn a few basic phrases, and know which areas are safe and which to avoid, because good preparation is the best way to put everyone's mind at ease.
Second, sort out the practical stuff early, like travel insurance, copies of your documents, and a rough itinerary you can share with the family.
Third, and this is key for mom and dad, promise to check in regularly. A quick message every day costs you nothing but means the world to them, and it turns their worry into support. Finally, keep some money aside for emergencies and stay flexible, since things rarely go exactly as planned. My real advice? Show the family you've thought it all through, and their fear will slowly turn into excitement for you. Trust me, this trip could be the experience of a lifetime. Begin speaking now. Your time is up. Here is a model answer. I appreciate you trusting me with this, so I'll be honest with you. 3 months is still pretty early, and moving in together is a big commitment. So I just encourage you to slow down a little and think it through. First, ask yourself whether you're doing this for the right reasons, because moving in to save on rent is very different from moving in because you're truly ready to share your lives. Second, have the awkward conversations before you sign a lease, not after. Talk openly about money, chores, habits, and personal space, since those little things are what couples actually argue about, and it's better to find out now if you're on the same page. Third, maybe test the waters first by spending longer stretches of time together, like a week or two, before fully committing. My real advice: don't let the excitement rush you into a decision this big. If it's right, it'll still be right in a few months. So take your time, communicate honestly, and trust that a strong relationship can handle a little patience. That is the end of this practice video. Want to keep improving? Practice with over 4,500 real, interactive CELPIP questions and get instant scoring and AI feedback on every response at Celpora.com.